Why, hello. Well, looks like I fixed things up at least before I left this to be my problem last time. Alright. Hello, past me. It's me, current me. I don't know why I phrased it that way.
Hello, me. It's me again. In my wretched way of life. Gives me a migraine headache.
I haven't thought about that Megadeth song in a while. Insane. Insane music video. Insane everything, honestly. It's a lot. Got a bunch of paint in here to parse. The total lack of any kind of organization or sorting options. So it's just like it's all in a nightmare jumble that I have to sort through. Large fuel can. I'll just keep that around. That just makes sense. Well, I should take it out to use it up. Headlight. Alright, so I don't need a regular headlight at all. I've already got regular headlights. Especially don't want a headlight I can't fix. Can I even store paint anymore? Isn't this the problem I was having? Yeah, the game now has thrown so many cosmetics at me I can't put them anywhere. Uh-huh. Oops. Ah! I want to store things quickly, but I can't predict which one it's gonna skip to each time. I mean, all the other parts going in here also doesn't matter. That's fine. Let's plop you on the floor. Not by the right machine, but it's fine. Because you only work for me if I can actually fill you up with stuffs. Is it precious? It's peculiar. What does that mean? I thought that all that peculiar meant was that you don't, can't repair it. But I don't think this item has durability. So what does that even mean for me as a video game mechanic? I don't understand. Oh well. Put the jumper cables back in. Don't know what they're doing in my inventory anymore. This crude flashlight's about to break. So let's do research first, and then I'll look into everything. Oh! That's what I forgot to do. Actually nab up all the garbage. Hello. It lags. It legitimately... Oh my goodness, okay. Yep, this is what I did. Wow, I had a haul. Right, last time I had a fucking haul. Oh my god, this entire chest is already full. Every single square is full of stuff. It's fine. They're resources that I don't normally have to grab again, so I'll just dump them all in here. Because I don't usually have to go looking for them ever again, so having a billion overflow chests should be fine. How are we doing on putty and healing kits? I can put this here, put the putty here, take a couple more putties, because I like to take a stack of 3 with me, put them in there. Dankeschön. And there's still more paint. I still can't fully grab everything from here. Okay. La 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 la. Okay, so can I just throw this whole trunk in there? Be convenient. What's it mean that it has heart? Essential. What does it mean that it's essential? Can I look at it? Friendly dumpster wouldn't be your best pal in the zone if it wasn't handing out things that you really need. Things you should definitely keep in order to safely make it through your next leg of the journey. A best pal status TB confirmed. So if you lose an essential item, it gets dumped in your thing. I'm wondering if you can do this. You know what, let's... Let's test it with one, you know? Oh my goodness, they're all sorts of different colors. I wonder if they indicate what's inside of them by doing that? Okay, so now there's one thing in here. Will it recycle? Or just kick it back out? No! Dang it. They're just rolling around. Come back here. Come back here, you big guy. What's that? Fix. It's burned out. Fix. Light replacement. Dumpster pearl. Precious. Sealing kit. What the fuck does that mean? Okay, La 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 la. Get out of my head. I don't normally build a light replacement kit. I don't know what this does. Let's find out. If you use a light replacement kit on it, does that open the dumpster pearl? Unreliable. What does that mean? Fix none. This thing will not stop rolling around. Alright, maybe it gives you more than normal? I mean, this thing's fucking huge, so I don't know how much it was going to give to begin with. But probably a lot. Oh my god! Oh my god! Calm down! I can't carry all these things. I need you. I want you. I want you so bad. Please highlight the things. I really need an AoE loot button in this game. Just please pick all the things up. Like in other loot games that have loot. Okay. It's fine. Maybe pick these all back up. There. You'll be my long-term problem. We will take one of these at a time, and then I will eat them. It's driving me mad, it's driving me... Alright. We'll pick you up and nab them all again. This is insane. Oh god, I cannot believe how many items we're coming back with this run. Like, I forgot about the dumpster pearls. Oh goodness, are you okay? Ow! Fuck, why'd I pick it back up? You weren't doing this a second ago. Charged and fixed none. So I just have to suffer. Ow! That wasn't very good, but it wasn't a very big dumpster pull. But I have a disgusting number of items coming back from this run before we got to the dumpster pearls. The sad thing is I've done all this, but I still don't have an amazing supply of the primary resources we're really trying to farm right now. They're just really elusive. But god, if I don't have metal plates for ever now. Okay, let's be honest. If I was smart. She's so heavy. Like, this is what I should be doing in general. This one busted. The left bumper. Sealing kit. I figure I should fix all of them because it probably increases the loot they give you significantly. Wow, I'm really bad at the controls. Ah! I'm so bad at the controls today. No, not Y, X. God damn it. I'm a wreck. There, I did it. Ignore everything else that happened. Yeet. god. It's like watching a ticket machine pump out tickets, but instead of coming from a ticket machine, it's coming from like an object vorer. Yeah, I ate all of your household appliances. Okay, this does make things easier. It's less exciting, but it is easier to do. And somewhat crucially saves me from the process of constantly wondering whether or not they're... No, scan it. Saves me from constantly wondering whether or not I'm losing stuff under the desk, which I really hate. I do not love constantly wondering whether or not I'm losing stuff beneath the desk, where some of the stuff likes to seems to like to roll. The amount of steel plates. Yeah. Okay. Did we do it, friends? How does it deal if it can't fit everything? Because this thing is pretty full, so it makes me a little worried. When did a hammer get in there? Like all these decals and things. Alright, let's try to distribute this nonsense. Nope. Ah. Between left bumper, right bumper, hold, and tap, I keep mixing up every possible command and getting each one backwards over and over again. Alright, so that one also can't hold everything now. That's becoming a struggle. But I haven't finished it. I haven't filled this one yet. Okay, no, I don't put flares here. Because I put flares over here, right? Not that one. Yes, that one. And here's where the excess of the small food goes. I will bring some larger food with me. But a lot of the rest can get out of hand. Is my normal inventory still full of flares? Yes. Yeah, so this is an excess of flares. I already have 20 elsewhere. Large fuel can 2x6. What's the other one? Ah, it's just sideways. Got it. That makes sense. Let's put you where you're not going to be directly behind or in front of my car. And back to depositing even more of these, because my inventory also has more. Stop double rotating. Alright, and probably I can probably afford, maybe not actually. I was gonna say I can probably afford to upgrade these into pneumatic lockers soon, so they take up fit even more stuff, but that's unstable energy, which is the one I keep not getting a lot of. I've been turned into pure data. 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 Do not delete any files on any computer in the zone. Please. A 2.9 unstable still isn't great. I can very quickly spend all the stuff we have. More effectively recharge your car's battery. What does that mean? Does it mean that am I going to be able to overcharge my battery? Because otherwise I don't know how to more effectively charge my battery. Ah, thermostat crystals. I need 60. 60! I have other uses for it, but getting 60 here would be great. Be able to reroll junctions? That's a really good feature to have access to that I still keep not getting. Expanded matter generator. Improved spectro-mechanical acoustic focusing allows for expanded capacity, allowing this generator to repair more parts simultaneously. The what? Oh, my locker that heals things sometimes. Give yourself a little help patching the car up every time you turn to the garage with this powerful automatic regenerator. Ooh, auto healing. I don't know if I care about this one so much, but I do want that one. And it's hiding behind it in the tech tree. But that can save me resources on repairs if it auto repairs some of it when I get back each time. Repair station costs 600 marsh eggs and 4 limb chips, haha. Okay. Can I make a thermal fucking vacuum, please? Pretty please? Yes. My thermosap crystals. But I've made one. So maybe I'll finally be efficient at the vacuuming that they keep making me do everywhere. Wouldn't that be nice? It's also the only vacuum in my inventory right now. Let's see, 3 hammers. There's a backup flashlight. There's a lot of backup buzzsaws. There's a redeemer, not a redeemer, a retriever, whatever it's called, excavator. And crowbars are just cheap to make. I'll make 1 bonus crowbar, but overall we're fine on tools, I think. Ta-da. I wish I had a big enough compartment where I can just put all of my repair items together to quickly be able to scan through and see how many of each one I have. Alright, 6 repair putties, 3 mechanic kits, 2 sealing kits, 2 electrician's kits, 3 jumpers. So 1 electrician kit, 1 sealing kit, and we'll be to my normal quotas. Do I have those sitting around in here? I have a mechanic kit, which is the wrong kind. I realize. Yeah, I'm fine on mechanics kits. Back in the hole with you. So this thing is now better. Oh yeah, I can now restore more busted parts at once. Which I guess is handy if you're cycling parts out. Like, you can store parts in there and then cycle them out with another part when you get back or something. Which makes some sense. Yeah, let's reapply my visuals, I guess. Why not? Gotta put my flowers back on my car. And now that it's sold the wrong color. Now I gotta fix the colors. Or everyone's gonna make fun of me. And I won't be the belle of the ball. No one knows I exist. Actually, well, 2 people know I exist. I was gonna say 3 and I remembered one of them just died. Oh no. Ta-da. It really is just the mystery machine. Do-do-do-do. So we're doing pretty good on metal by now. I don't think the game tells you anywhere what your current totals are. You beeping at me? You beeping at me? What's up? Just telling me there's a basketball in it. Oh, there's more stuff in here. Where'd all that come from? I don't know. No, I don't want a quick slot. So every time I do this, it's going to tell me that I have a, let's see. Seems like every time I do this, it's going to tell me again that there's a basketball. It's going to keep picking it up. Which is goofy. It is V goofy. excess of flare guns. Okay. Some of that mess is resolved. I care about the amp engine. Repair station requires all these fucking marsh eggs. So maybe I can make those next with my... maybe I can collect more marsh eggs and other resources better now that I actually have a thermo vacuum, but it requires these thermo crystals, which the game keeps not surfacing to me, so I worry about that. I don't really care about my parts lockers because I already have access to other stuff. It doesn't remember I have even more stuff to recycle, don't I? There's somehow even more up here. Yep, off-road tires. Deflated or not. Means I have more rubber. Nailed it. And it grabbed the fucking basketball again. I think we're just gonna have to get used to that noise. I regret getting the basketball. I don't care about the basketball. Why can I put... I guess I can put it away. Alright, theory is number 3. The real reason they won't let us into the zone, it's not because they don't want us discovering what's really there. It's because they've been tunneling. They're using this technology to create shortcuts all around the planet. So you can go into a tunnel in Washington and come out in China or Egypt or maybe a mall or something. And Arda will control all these tunnels and use them to regulate trade and tell us where we can and can't go. Anyway, they've already built the first tunnel. You know where it goes? Idaho. Because they're coming after me for tax evasion. I owe $54 sent by CC. Alright. I was like, it's gonna be fun to argue against this funny description, and then I realized by the end, I'm like, this is so nonsensical, it doesn't merit a response. But a lot of logical leaps in there. By the end, it's really apparent, but up front, I was like, what do you mean? What do you mean? How does having tunnels let them tell you what you can and can't do in the first place? What is your premise, sir? I do not understand. Alright. Do another sweep. This freaking... so much stuff I brought back. Okay. Paint. Get rid of those resources. And just a frankly alarming amount of flares at this point. Okay. Now I've finally finished unloading the car after like 20 minutes. Right, it's in the thingy. The same thing to do to rid myself of this basketball is just to jam it. No! Just put it in here. What do you mean hands only? No. They won't let you put it in any of your containers? Do they think real basketballs work like that? That people can't put them in their locker and stuff? I don't understand. What do you mean? Also, did I put permanent resources? The sword shifter. The raspberry. Forgot to put these in here. There we go. That's a sword shifter. That will definitely make me even more confused about what's around or not. I'm fine with the buttered toast. Okay. Finally back to research. New tools, the Liberator Mark II, and the Olympium torch. God, it only costs 1.4 of my 6 clim. I definitely can't craft it. But like, what else am I gonna use corrupted on at this point? It's kind of wild. Reinforced headlight. Okay, I should definitely research that. That is the end game goal for my headlights, is to be the best headlights. It's weird having access to them so early. Might go through some of that stuff. Auto tracking spotlight. It's a roof rack auto tracking spotlight. So I put on the roof and it just continually looks at me with a light. So it basically just directly lights me up, meaning that it's just the most effective form of having lights in the dark, basically. Seems like it permanently solves the problem, whether or not you ever actually see a problem again. And yeah, there's other Olympium or reinforced or super things, but I've never seen most of these enemies before. Yeah, I've done the devil grinder, so I can research the Olympium door. Let's find out if I can make an Olympium door. The bestest door of them all. They require Olympium fragments. I'm not even at a point where I can consistently collect thermosap crystals, and we're already down to now the next tier with its Olympium fragments. I am struggling, apparently. I'm just not in the right zones in the right order or something for this progression system. Power grip tires. This is the corrupted energy one, but I'm also like, do I want to gain a road rating at the cost of off-roading when so much off-roading happens all the time and they also require power? It uses energy for that, seemingly, but this has... I feel like getting double A road rating isn't worth me losing off-road and water, but... maybe the trade-off is that you activate power grip and you just, like, can perfectly drive up hills or something like that. Like, maybe it's that powerful when the power is active, and maybe that makes it worth it. So at face value, it doesn't seem that worth it. And we have the chance to get the biggest gas reservoir ever, but it has to be on the roof, not on the side. So it's not a direct upgrade because I can't replace my existing one. Whereas this is a high capacity battery that goes on the side. So I should research this one, unless there's something I really want first. I want the mobile workbench, obviously, but I don't have Olympium fragments. Ah! Alright. Give me that high cap battery. Gimme, gimme, gimme. And what was the thing that I was holding off on researching? Liberator, no. Olympium torch, sure. I literally can't spend corrupted energy for the most part, except on things that I actively don't want at all. Get the bioflare to get this corner of the tree unlocked. I don't know what a bioflare is even good for. Is it a handheld flare? Not even a flare gun or anything? Lost track of what menu it was in. Going great. Oh, it's in the light menu, right? The bio lantern and the bio flare gun also both require unstable energy. I was hoping they'd require corrupt energy, since that's what I actually have, and it's at the end of the tree. So bio flare. Is just better than a regular flare, I guess. I can't compare it to a normal flare here because its stats aren't listed. I'm guessing it has more candela, more durability, longer meters of light. But I already have access to a crude flashlight, so I think the bioflare is only useful as much as I want to use it with a bioflare gun, or I want to unlock bio lantern after it. I'm not sure why I'd make a bioflare. It doesn't really sell me on it, or even really explain itself, which is a recurring concern. The gas reservoir is big gas on top. Might as well. Just research what I can, because once again, don't know what to do with my corrupted energy right now. There are things to spend it on, but it's mostly stuff I don't have access to yet. Via the research caps. Or in some cases, even because I can't get past the previous unstable energy requirements that are in my way. That is a leak resistant. That is a stable energy cost thing that high up in the tree, huh? We gotta get these Olympium fragments. At this point, I do want to almost sort it by like, okay, what can I spend stable energy on, I guess, just to get through it. Insulated headlight. Sure, it just cost me 1 fabric and this resource I don't use. Lead-plated panel. These things all just cost the fabric for the blueprint. So not really a big a big deal to research, and they give me the option if I want very specific resistances. Any sort of heavy commitment sort of way. But also, the game highlights tabs in yellow when you have something you can actually afford to research. And so clearing out these will make it stop notifying me about them. Just because I have so much stable energy all the time. Help me find what I can even do each time. And who doesn't want to complete a tech tree at all costs? And we're out of stable. So now they should all not be lit up except this one. Which one is it? The anchor energy converter. Anchor energy can be directly converted into battery power with at least a reasonable level of efficiency, boosting the car's reserves substantially. Huh. Interesting. It's a side rack with a limb chick. Scan all 3 anchor types. That's interesting. So, if nothing else, if you have more I should grab that. Granted, you might be running into power problems later than you think. But I think that means I can... if I make that, I might be able to find stable anchor energy and then maybe store it in one of my compartments instead of in the anchor thing. Just like put it up here. And then I can put it in the side compartment to refill my battery significantly with the low value anchor energy and benefit from that perspective. So I might be able to save a run in a way, or at least help a lot. And that makes a logical sense to me. That's where some of the roguelike-y stuff of this game comes in, is that they're widening your options with a lot of this stuff, but you still have to choose to bring it with you in a limited number of slots, and then hope the scenario that makes it pay off works out. And my kind of struggle is that I often bias towards these situations again. Oh my god. I can once again craft the 3rd tier of something before the 2nd tier because of the middle tier being full of these vacuum resources that I've never been able to get a hold of. This keeps happening where I can't craft the 2nd one, but I can already craft the 3rd one. Okay, if I just make carbon fiberglass, I can work on the piercing resistance set. That's approachable. Olympium fragments for the maximum radiation suit. And I actually need lead again. That's something to keep in mind. Because I don't know if you can find lead normally. Okay, I need to make a lot of carbon fiberglass. I can work on my acid resistance. I can work on things in general. Grip gloves, swamp coral. So I need a lot of marsh eggs and swamp coral and Olympium fragments. Everything's relatively reachable right now. I can finish all of my upgrades that make me die less. And that would be nice. Alright, let's just see how many carbon fiberglass intervals I can craft in one go. So I think... Let's double check, but did I invent anything that I'd actually want to make right now? I'm not in a hurry to do the energy converter right now. I do want to make the high capacity battery. I'm not so sure about doing the gas reservoir on the roof necessarily. Reinforced headlights require these Olympium fragments I don't have access to. The lead plated panel. I'm going to stick with armored panel. Is what I was talking about a little bit, is that there's these things that you would... that are niche specific resistances. It's not necessarily that niche to be resistant to radiation. It happens all the time. But it's that you lose your overall defenses, and you also don't specialize in the other resistances, just to hyper specialize in one specific resistance. And I'm always tempted just to use the highest value generic version of each slot instead. With the sort of fear that if I don't, then I'm just gonna get in situations where the niche strength I have doesn't help. But then I get punished for not having, just being an all-rounder. You fucker. Okay. So we replaced it with an even higher capacity battery. Just take a moment to charge that one up. And yep. Back to making carbon fiberglass. Which I can make 20 of? Because of tree candy being my current limitation. Stiff shirt, 15% piercing resistance. I don't know what order to prioritize these things in. Can't do marsh eggs. Let's do 6 of them for the sealed suit. This is the real payoff to a lot of the progress I made. Okay. Further acid resist. 8 more. Let's go for that one, probably. That seems a worthwhile thing to get, is the acid sucks. Carbon fiberglass is a largely approachable upgrade. Alright, I've maximized my acid resist at 45%. Explosion resist for Olympium shirt. How many explosions are we gonna have next chapter? Also, what did I have that I needed explosives to craft or research? I'm not sure. Anti-theft backpack. We want that, but I need marsh eggs and swamp coral to proceed there. So that sucks. Need marsh eggs for anti-static gloves. If I can make 5 more carbon fiber, which I don't think I can do some more piercing resistance still. But we probably can't make any more. Yerp. I can make 4 at most, and that's not enough. So I'm probably gonna let it sit for there. That was a spike of upgrades, though. We are doing the realest of deals lists. Alright, car is pretty repaired. Stuff is pretty good. Yeah. We're in a good spot. Healing kits. A handful of each supply I usually bring. A bonus gas tank. Another one of these fuel things that I fucking can't craft myself normally. Oh, I can actually afford to make a blowtorch. It normally gets limited by, marsh eggs. It costs 80 marsh eggs for each one. Okay, no, I'm not making one of those. I need marsh eggs. What's the Olympian torch made of? More marsh eggs! Literally. Not even also marsh eggs, but more marsh eggs than the other one. And the Olympium fragment, which I also can't afford. Alright, after another lengthy starting of the episode garage sequence, it's once again time to figure out what we're actually going to do this episode. I cannot imagine covering this game in the old episode structure, or anything that isn't like these big meandering episodes, because like this game's structure is wild. Okay. Where have I been before? Here? The smokestacks and the red spires, which are 2 different zones. That's okay, that's good to know. Those are different zones. Because I saw those 2 different symbols around in this area. So we have more of these red thingies, and we have more of these, They look really similar. It's hard to describe them meaningfully. There's just the black ones and the red ones, which I guess, yeah, smokestacks, red spires. They're both weirdly they look like a 2D representation of a 3D cube, and then they have some dots around them. But smokestacks have them under them, and red spires have them around them, which isn't much of a difference to explain necessarily. Are these also different zones? The Scorch. Oh no, that's the Scorch up here. Okay. And the Mires. I'm surprised that there's a Scorch over here between the Mires, between two Mires. The freeway is weird. Huh. Yeah, the layout of all that is very weird because I think it just goes in a circle. I don't have any evidence of there being a highway inside of the end game, which I guess makes sense because if you could skip straight there, then you would when it was time to do so. We don't have a narrative goal right now because she just wants me to explore deeper into the new zone, and which is them just kind of. It might be a little narrative padding, but it's probably just the game being like, "Hey, you're in a new zone. You should have the chance to get resources in it." There is a highway over here, despite it being so close to the previous one. But once again, and I can't stress this enough, I don't understand what's going on with this game. I can't choose to go there. Like, this game, I don't think in any way gives me an explanation of why I can't go places. But, like, I'm at the point where I'm like, I don't think I can fully explore the map, because entire chunks of it don't go anywhere. There's, like, dead ends everywhere. Like, what if I thought exploring this spot was a useful anchor point that gave me new connections throughout the map? It's like, nah, you can't explore that area. So this is the only remaining place in the Scorch that I can explore on purpose as my end point to try to get more resources based on the resources I want. And it says it's full of mineable resources, but it's also a swift spot, so that's gonna suck. But besides that, I pretty much just have to go, like, all the way in. And this isn't on the way to anything. So my goal is to go all the way into here for narrative purposes, but I think I'm gonna go here real quick for a one-off level, and end our run there, maybe? I don't think it'll let me go anywhere else. We'll see. I can scan 3 places. It connects to, I think, up here and there, but it won't let me click on those. So I can't scan them as alternate destinations. Yeah, I think I'm just going to do a short-lived run. Virulent acid? Is that acid that poisons me? And swift storm. That's not what I want to see, obviously. I do not want this to be a swift storm because I want to gather tons of resources, so it's sad to me that this zone won't last. Yeah, I'm gonna go through, but it's only 2 zones away, so I'm gonna go through E6, grab all of its anchors real quick, then go here, ready to escape on a moment's notice, hopefully, and then just farm any unstable energy, obviously, but also just as many of the resources we're short on that are bottlenecking my entire progression, and hopefully it'll jumpstart my ability to access the end game on some level. All of my meters are good. We have a quirk I can't identify, but I don't care. I don't know if having a quirk bottlenecks you from having other quirks. I don't think any of the quirks are good, so that's not really a downside. But if the quirk that's happening to me is something that's not really feeling like it affects me, then who cares? I sometimes think the little screen down here is the quirk, but I'm not sure. It's like a selectable piece of my gear. I think it might have just been an upgrade tied to some other thing that I installed, like my new engine, my turbolight engine, or my upgraded anchor thingy. But there's a little screen that's the little screen that waves at me and makes video game noises certainly is quirky. But that might just be the video game and its identity. Also, we're really late at this point, but thank you to Crimson Rabbit for making the thumbnail for this series, which is a relatively recent development for me at this point. Even though it was released... I'm in an awkward situation where I'm really backlogged in this game, even on Patreon. I've been binging this all day, every day, ever since I got back from my trip. So, I'm in a situation where, I'm almost done with the game before it even airs on Patreon, even though there's a whole early access thing. That's been interesting to juggle, but like, you can watch stuff early on my Patreon, like really, really early. In many cases, like, series have aired on Patreon anywhere from a month early to 10 months early. Like, it's been, some of these things have been around for almost a year. In particular, my playthrough of Yakuza 6, that playthrough was recorded last May, and it's almost May again. So that might become my longest on Patreon series ever, but I'm being aware of the fact that it's been so long. I'm planning on airing it soon, hopefully. I don't intentionally withhold stuff for that long necessarily. It's just I have a rolling backlog, and I try to air things based in the order of what's oldest on my Patreon, unless I feel like there's some kind of immediacy and big demand to air it publicly soon. So this game may have been on Patreon for ages. I'm recording it in February and March of 2025. Some people hate the idea that a playthrough isn't happening right now. As far as like being I just got an achievement for driving an exceptional distance. Some people don't like finding out that a playthrough they're watching wasn't recorded recently, but I don't really see the point in that. They're not live streams. These are not interactive, so that you interacting with it was never really the point. And for people that are, so like the only thing I can think of is people wanting me to obey them, essentially, like when their comments try to explain mechanics or tell me the correct way to play the game. But the point is usually to watch me play the game, so them coming in and spoiling mechanics for me or telling me optimum strategies would actually ruin the playthrough for other people that wanted to watch me, not without the person's input. So I think in many cases it's best for me to play the games with minimal input, even if that means I have a few annoying quirks along the way, or I complain about one or two mechanics that don't fit well, or that I'm not getting, and I maybe never get. I think that's overall fine. I think a lot about Dan Olson's video on YouTube that's very good, called Why It's Rude to Suck at World of Warcraft, which is a very good video about the history of Warcraft and a lot of other stuff. But it has, if you don't care about Warcraft, I think it's very much worth watching still, because it teaches you about instrumental play and the way that people optimize the fun out of games, or they create a rut. There's inherently this either community-driven or individually-driven tendency to insist on there being a way to play the game correctly for each game, and it leads to a uniformity. And like there's almost akin to like the way that people want, like almost akin to like the joke about dudes showing up to a party and all being happy that they're all wearing the same black suit, and that means that they did it correctly, and there being comfort in that. It's like a gender joke, because it's always like women have all these different crazy appearances and like put a lot of work in, and dudes are just happy if they all wear the same suit or whatever. But it's also like a level, there's like a level of comfort in that, even though it's depressing about men's clothes. It's this idea that there's a uniform, correct way to exist and live, and to approach things, and to approach art, and to perform yourself, and to behave. And that's maybe wrong or disappointing. Like, there's a comfort in that tendency, but it also shrinks every game into being less interesting in a frustrating way. And on some level, I think maybe I value some divergence from that. Oh, god damn it. I can't get them off. These are weirdly easy to break. They like more or less burst immediately, and they stick like briars and stop functioning. Okay. I could have acted faster there and been smarter, but I was multitasking a bit. Stop it. Stop it. You. Yeah. I do have the emitter. I just uninstalled it for the other part and then forgot to reinstall it. Whoops. Alright, we're doing okay. I've been going for a bit, so maybe it's worth trying to install, get some more gas out of this thing. But I'm on the wrong side of the car. Whoopsie doodle. So for a variety of reasons, it's one of those things where it's like maybe, where I feel like maybe I should diverge from my own audience's wishes sometimes, because people want input, but one, it's not a live stream, and people generally don't like it, even when I do have the streamed multiplayer content where I'm like taking input from chat and so on. But also the pressure of responding to a live audience is inherently a conforming pressure to have everyone act the same way and play the games the same way. In a way that's like comparable to like the disappointment one would feel watching a Tears of the Kingdom playthrough and then discovering that the person you're watching found out from the internet, which I'm guilty of too, found out from the internet about the infamous hover bike. And it's like, oh, this is a game that gives you a huge building mechanic with a ton of freedom to come up with your own experimental solutions to things. But the internet's response to that was for everyone to make the same hover bike out of the steering column and 2 fans. And it's like, yep, it's hard to beat that. It's extremely efficient because the parts are cheap and common. Where is this anchor point? I need to put on my map, I guess. The parts are extremely common, they're cheap, they last a long time compared to more complex parts, which creates its own problems with the balancing in that game. And it's a pretty easy to maneuver vehicle, and it has relatively low battery drain because it's not that big and not that complex. So it's like Tears of the Kingdom has an issue where, and it's the thing that would happen inevitably with anything that complicated with its building mechanics, is that people will find the really efficient solution, and then the internet will find out about it, and then everyone just uniformly will all make the one thing as each other, and not experiment with crazy ideas. Man, someday I'll be able to afford the radiation shielding that I want. I think it's marsh eggs or coral, one of those. I know that I need both regardless. So my overall vibe with things has been like, I know that there's a portion of the audience that doesn't like it when they find out that content isn't new. But the two main reasons for feeling that way are superficial and wrong, respectively, not at the same time. The superficial part is the idea like, this is expired old stuff, it's not new. Even though it is new, because you haven't seen it before. But like the very idea that something is old and not new gives people this feeling that it's not relevant or isn't somehow lesser, and that's silly. But then the part where people want me to be responsive to the audience, I'm like, that's not the show I'm doing. The show I'm doing is I do blind playthroughs of games that I haven't played before most of the time, and they're supposed to be my playthrough, not the audience's playthrough. So letting the audience tell me what to do actively breaks things. Although that might be a fun gimmick playthrough one day. Like a weekly series where the audience votes on what happens next. And has direct input and I have to just adapt to that mess the whole time. But I don't know how that would work. Let's not think about that one too much. I'm not committing to that idea. I do think I could do with more gimmick playthroughs though, of some kind. Thing.
Francis.
Jesus.
A while ago, you asked me why I cared so much about the remnants. It's because I saw Alan the night of the accident, during the mass hallucination. Except, I'm not sure it was a hallucination. We had a tradition. When we were both working late, he'd swing by my lab for a coffee break at some ungodly hour. That night, he visited. We talked. The coffee burned my tongue. Nothing out of the ordinary. Seconds later, the gamma ray surge swept through the facility, and the roof caved in.
Damn. Wait, which part of that? Was it that she... It just stopped there. Did I accidentally interrupt it by going here? I didn't think about that. I was just playing the game. Damn it. I just want to be able to play the game. It shouldn't make you lose lore or anything. But maybe that was the end of the conversation because she was having a one-sided conversation and maybe he didn't respond. I don't know why they keep broadcasting it to me as a third party. And when it's private. But it sounds like... It sounds like she got visited by her husband before she knew he was dead, essentially. The way that people talk about ghosts in a way where, like, you encounter your loved one, or you have some kind of experience with your loved one in the day that they died. There's a lot of stories like that. And then you find out they died way over there, and you're like, what was that experience I had with them? Was that them saying farewell in some way? Did they know? Was that, or is it just a thing? Then again, my mom acts like she has a psychic connection to her children, including me, and always thinks that she can tell when something is wrong, which is very goofy. And obviously she remembers all of the magical times where she's right in some way. It is not already doing the noise. I hate you. I came here for resources. Alright, well, there's 3 of these guys in this valley. Is that a crash? No, it's something else. Okay, at least this is a red one. I'm so annoyed that it's already immediately doing the storm. Ah! 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 Calm down. Jesus. No. That was so aggro. It spawned... Jesus. That's a much scarier part of those particular things spawning around. The fact that the visitors can explode, but they can also conduct electricity. That's bad. So it spawned acid and visitors and electricity combined all of the visitors into electric pylons, and then me bumping into them before I had a chance to react caused them to start exploding. And honestly, not that bad though. My vehicle's not doing terribly right now. Alright. And also the game promised something about the acid. I think the acid is supposed to be poisonous or something. This is bad. Ow. Jesus fucking Christ. Ow. Oh my god, D-pad, work with me here. Gotta go fast. I would like this to not break. God, it was gonna break right then. It fixed though. Okay, let's just quickly get out of here. It's actively getting attacked. God, I don't know if I'm gonna get a single resource out of this one. I'm just gonna have some anchors. But at least they're all unstable instead of the shitty crap. I broke something. Okay, let's try to find a single safe particle of this map. And then slew putty on my thing. Okay, it says protection compromised, but it is not taking the form of any of the parts of my vehicle. Am I safe here? I have no fucking clue, honestly. But, None of the parts that are compromised are currently gone, at least, yet. Oh my god, the entire... No, stop interrupting. That's insane that the entire hood was already about to break again. Oh, my reinforced headlight. Okay, I should not have thrown away my headlight. Somebody cringed when that happened, probably. I threw away my headlight, but I shouldn't have thrown it away because it was being temporarily taken off so I could use a reinforced headlight. But I can't actually keep the reinforced headlight because the reinforced headlight is precious, so it doesn't repair. Okay, fuck, that's as good as we're gonna get. Because it's spawning hazards directly on me now. Please, map, just show me a cluster of those plants I need. I need some glowing red that shows me there's thermocrystals around, or I need to see a riverbed with some good shit in it. Pretty please. I literally did this whole run for this one purpose. The storm is already basically here. God damn it. Oh, I have the quirk where backing up opens my trunk again. Man, the storm's already getting here. I should probably be running. I don't know what virulent acid means. I could almost think it means it spreads from part to part in your vehicle, which would be pretty brutal. Or it might count, or it might work like poison damage on me. The way that it works in other video games. The way that poison damage works in other video games. I'm so dumb. I forgot about my resource radar. What kind of readings are these for my resource radar? Oh, that's good. No, you know, I'm getting out. You do what you want. I'm in a hurry. I'm not really worried about my gas or my battery because it's such a short run. Do not take my hammer out of my hands, though. I will be so mad. Please just pick it up. Jesus. It's weirdly hard to highlight things that are right in front of your eyes. That's all? It's the one that, yeah. They need to be monitored for overgrowing, or that happens. They fucked up the front of my vehicle. That's a tree icon. Is that tree candy? There's a crash nearby. I should investigate it when it's this close. Also, isn't tree candy not one of the things I need right now? There's the crash. Oh, there's the good stuff. Seismic squall? I don't know what that even means. Ow, Jesus fucking Christ, this map. Okay, I'm dying. Oh my god. My entire car is on fire. Oh my god! Ah! Come on, man. Okay. Ah! What the fuck is happening? Okay, we fucking tried, man. We tried. I'm leaving. Before I die. Why are those things decaying? Okay, I need to get out of this thing. Shit. Where's my med kit? No, 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 no. Where's my med kit, though? No. Eat it. Eat it. Eat it. Where's my med kit? I just had a med kit. Jesus, okay, that's 50%, right? Holy shit. Just actively dying. Here comes the red field. Okay. Oh my goodness, this zone is so out of hand. Every particle of it's covered in death. The fucking zone we just discovered isn't this dangerous. Oh, there's more of the stuff I want. I'm so annoyed that this zone is full of the stuff that I want to harvest and it's just gonna kill me. Stay away from the tow guy. He will ruin my life. The red might be coming soon. The red is coming soon. Please. I just need to be able to drive. Yeah, why would I ever want to have AA rating? God, can I even stay ahead of the red? Why would I ever want to have a AA rating on a road at the cost of off-roading when you can't fucking drive on roads? I haven't been able to drive on a road since we left the first zone, basically. Like, the road is useless. It is always completely covered with every anomaly. Oh god. Oh god, can I even drive there? Wait, I can. That's not a wall or anything. Oh god. Oh, wow, the red is right here. Oh my goodness. Alright, time for the fucking... Time for the part where I spent an hour repairing after only being in the field for 20 minutes. Insanely bad run. That could not have gone worse. I almost crashed into my own door.
Alan would have gotten a kick out of that car.
Ow! The car got so obliterated that at that point, I was actively taking damage the whole time from inside the vehicle. I think at one point I grabbed the putty to save the dash, and I grabbed a health kit to heal me, and then I forgot to actually use it to heal me. And then way later on, I'm like, my health is still really bad. Okay, well, I have something. That did not go well. Wow. It was down to the last pixel before it breaks permanently on the second health bar. That could not have gone worse. Putty is actually really strong at healing if it can heal all the way from that state into the next meter. I don't even know if I have the chemicals. Okay, this reinforced headlight's gonna die. Let's just throw you out. It doesn't even get to... Okay, well. Yeah, we cannot make reinforced headlights. Locks charged. We can reasonably make insulated headlights for the electrical resist. The other one's worn out, right? They say there's a motel at the center of the zone that still operates as if nothing has happened. It checks in guests and offers them cable. The ice machine kills one person every night. Night. I don't think it's operating like nothing changed then. It is killing a people, which is a bad. Checkmate, that guy. I just put that back in my... I did, didn't I? When I'm rapidly going through things, I start mixing up what each inventory even is. Oh, that was horrific. Even the stuff that I repaired like seconds ago is already about to break again. Like, and this is the armored stuff. It's all like increased. That must be the virulent bullshit. It must be really, really bad. I have to go a few menus deep to even look at it. Let's see. Virulent acid. The acidic compounds detected in this part of the zone are remarkably low viscosity, which means they will slide past car defenses with ease. Oh. Good. Thanks. Well, at least the zone politely gave me another one of these. At least every time one of those things falls out of the sky, it gives you another blowtorch with which to do relatively precise repairs. And then immediately I am out of that blowtorch again because it requires resources that I do not have in abundance. I did blow up by not immediately using the resource radar, but oh my god, even when you have a goal, you can't... that was insane. I couldn't park anywhere to even try to harvest stuff without actively having my car disintegrate behind me. Very stressful. Extremely stressful. Oh my god. Alright. I'll take another look at the map. I really need to find a spot in Zone 2 that has high resource yield and isn't a fucking calamity right now. Because we really need to be able to access some of the stuff that I am not finding anywhere. Alright, I think I need 2 sealing kits. Is that how this works? I'll make 1 and see how it works. Nope, it fixes both. Even double cracks. And this wheel's messed up. I did need 2 sealing kits, but for a different reason. Oops. Alright, my tires are reinflated. What's on this one? Oh, those cracks are hard to spot. But it will spread. Alright, refill my resources. 3. So build 3 more putty because I like to keep 6 of that because obviously it's useful. I'm glad I have a backlog of chemicals again. I really did manage to collect some of those again. Clearly. Okay, let's see what I can afford to research. The Olympian panel, nope. Nothing in that menu. We already have the lights here and I don't care about those other things. Don't really care about the Liberator Mark II. What about these wheels? XL roof battery. Need Olympian fragments still for that. No, nowhere near enough thermosap crystals for this junction restabilizer, which is probably the highest value thing to research right now, but I'm not getting access to it. I'm out of rubber. I can't even do the expanded storage. That's why that whole menu is blocked out. Sure, let's research the Liberator and then that whole screen is done. The auto-tracking spotlight should be a cool thing to have if I know I'm going to a dark place again. I really want the one that lets me fix my runs. But we're not really getting it. And given that there are things worth researching, I think overall I should avoid spending most of the clim I just got. I only have 2 left anyway now, shit. I guess I already got a little away from spending it. Okay, so, did I get enough for anything here? Olympian fragment. Carbon fiber glass, carbon fiber shirt, piercing resistance. Rubber, yeah, we didn't find any marsh eggs. I'm out of rubber, so I can't do that. Yeah, I only found the thermal stuff. Which I think means I can craft another thermal vacuum, but I didn't use the previous one, so we're not in a hurry to spend any more of it right now. But, I should make a second one, because I normally carry 2 of each thing. And I can't afford to make anything anyway, and the goal is to be able to harvest that stuff, so let's have the backlog I need. Okay, carbon fiberglass. How we doing? I found 0 tree candy, so I can't do anymore. Okay, so that was, well, I got some thermal stuff, but overall not a great run. Is my fuel tank in here punctured? Okay, time to get a sealing kit. I'm out of rubber. I'm even more out of rubber than it seemed like I was a second ago. Because sealing kits use rubber. And a lot of things leaked from that run. I obviously don't want my fuel tank leaking. That's really bad for the environment and also me living for 5 seconds. So don't do that. Don't leak. Don't leak. I know just what you're saying. I don't need a reason. Okay, out of all the quirks in the game, I got the same one again, which is funny, but okay. Car moves backwards. Hood opens. Yes. Ra-ba-ba-ba. I have 5 more quirks? And it requires another fucking sealing kit. I don't want to use another sealing kit. What if I need it? But also, it opening is bad because it's potentially damaging my engine if it opens up when the acid's happening. How are there 6 quirks in my car right now? What the fuck are they? They clearly don't matter because I don't even know what they are. I haven't noticed anything that's really happening. What's this? So I found an anti-corrosive door, which could come in handy for all the stuff that's happening. But it's one anti-corrosive door, and it only works against anti-corrosion, so I'm just like, I don't know if I like the idea of using it that way. Maybe I'll keep it around with my other parts. Oh, I can't repair it because it's precious. That makes me not want to deal with it because you can't repair it. Yeah, go away. It really won't so I guess it just won't disassemble precious things, period. So they're just like a deeply annoying resource to gather. Okay, if I'm out of rubber, I'm definitely gonna want to go after this guy's tires. Let's not pass up on the free rubber that's literally sitting outside my door. It's on that level, it's even a little funny that I even can run out of rubber because of how easy it is to get more when you think about it. Cars are everywhere, their tires have rubber. It kind of just comes down to my willingness to stop and disassemble every car I find, which is just like, at some point, it feels like I'm wasting time on some level. So I'm disinclined to do it as often as I probably should. There we go, it all slotted right nicely back into place. Alright, so that was a terrifying run. I can make another couple of sealing kits, thankfully. Which means I can cure this disease. Not a disease. Alright, somehow there are 5 more diagnostics. That is fascinating. But they seem harmless, in that I'm not even noticing them happening. Or if they're not harmless, I hope they're not insidious. Like, aha! Whenever you open the door, you lose 10% of your battery, and I'd be like, that'd be very hard to notice. But I would just be very upset by my battery being bad.